here we are today.
Yes.
With fabulous Katie.
Exciting.
Tom here. We're in MAISON 10 on 5th Avenue in New York, Manhattan, New York. And we just want to show how wonderful your work is, your design is, your passion for life, your passion for good causes is. It fits in, dovetails so well with all that we want to do here at MAISON 10. And also with our new fabulous business we started up during the quarantine period, the Happy House NYC. So you are the first fashion designer with social conscience that we are going to be showing on Happy House NYC. We're going to get straight into talking about looks and your passions. Katie, do you want to start the question? This has
Yeah. Well, I think it would be really helpful if you could share a bit about your brand, your inspiration, what really started it all, and what the kind of ethos is behind all of it, so that everyone can get some context around, who you are and what your brand is about.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I'm so honored to be a part of Happy House, the first fashion stylista di moda. I'm so honored. As you know, MAISON 10 is my community hub when I'm back home in New York. So this is truly an honor, and thank you, Katie. Just about our brand at Lauren Bagliore, we're all about empowering women. So I don't know, Katie, I would hope that you felt that way when you put on my pieces. So my heart as a designer is to really create, timeless, wearable, edgy pieces that aren't season-based per se, meaning, you can get something from, the spring collection and wear it into fall. So my design aesthetic is beyond season. It's been like that for years. And, my heart as a woman is to give other women the versatility to be able to convert the pieces how they feel. For example, I'm sure you would know this, as a woman, we don't know sometimes how we feel when we're going to wake up each day. Sometimes, we might want to hide this part of our body or another part. So my aesthetic has always been to have versatility and convertibility in the pieces that I create. And I really enjoy, it's kind of a sophisticated playfulness with the clothes. So I really enjoy teaching women how to wear these pieces, giving them options themselves of how they want to convert them daily, and making them timeless, because I really feel that if you're going to invest in designer clothing, it should be able to last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your brand is based out of New York City, and I was wondering if there's a specific reason behind that, or how that all kind of came about.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in New York. Went to FIT, so the Fashion Institute of Technology. Worked for a bunch of other designers as well. But being a native New Yorker, I mean, there's no place like home. I've lived, throughout the world, and New York is where I'm born, where my family's from. And I feel like once you're a native New Yorker, that kind of, I don't know, there's a certain DNA that's in your body, in your spirit, that you can never break. So being from there, I just felt like, the clothes that I create would really have to be something that reflects my upbringing, reflects the city in which I live. As you know, Katie, I'm between New York and Canada. We have a home in both places, but New York is where I feel most myself. So it's definitely, also being Italian American, it's inspired my aesthetic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obvious that you choose New York to base the brand.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Lauren, I'd love to know more about your choice of materials that you use, because you work a lot with leather, but you also work with a really interesting range of different fabrics. Could you just give us a quick summary about how you...
Sure. I'm kind of a fabric, I don't know, I love fabric. I joke and say I'm a fabric scientist. I really find it interesting, Tom, to test and wash fabric myself. So anything that we use for the collection, I personally wash and test. So we use a lot of beautiful jersey from Italia, this signature pleating that we do with our mill in Italy as well. I do a lot of, leather-like looking fabrics as well that have a sheen to them, or even sometimes a matte looking leather. But everything is really sustainable, it's natural. We use the best quality fabrications in the world. So, the jerseys, like I talked about, which are a staple part of our collection, a matte jersey, which women love, Tom, because you can wash and wear it. And Katie, you would know this too, with traveling, you just wash, wear it, doesn't wrinkle, throw it in the suitcase. And, the pleating I find gives you a little bit more of a dressier feel to some of the pieces. And we do work with leather as well.
Lovely. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because I think one of the pieces that I tried on was that hand-painted bubble dress, which is absolutely divine, I have to say. The coloring is so beautiful, but I think the concept that it's hand-painted kind of, really, actually it kind of blows my mind, because it looks like tie-dye, and you're like, oh yeah, you just like tied it up and like squirted some ink on it, but that's not exactly how that goes, right? So to think that someone intricately really painted that whole pattern, that it was a deliberate pattern that was put on that fabric, really makes that piece a very special in my mind.
So thank you, Kate, for bringing that up. I love that you see that. Yes, I put a lot of love into those pieces.
So I know that Katie had a ton of fun yesterday or the day before dressing up in a range of your different pieces. She's loving every second, being helped by Joe, being filmed and photographed by Sterling. So I know we want to talk through some of those pieces. So I'm going to hand over to you two women to do that. I was kind of working in the background, but just occasionally seeing what Katie was wearing, going, wow, beautiful, wow, incredible.
And she looks amazing.
Over to you two.
Yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to touch upon some of those outfits or all of them, but I would definitely like to at least go through a few of those pieces. So we did talk about that hand-painted bubble dress, which I think is so perfect for the weather right now, and it's really beautiful on its own, just to be really kind of like carefree, and it's really simple to throw on. When I first tried it on, you should have seen my face when I saw that they had pockets. I'm like, this is how you know it was designed by a woman, because the dress has pockets. Is there any like story or inspiration that was around that particular piece for you?
Well, I love that you see, Katie, that a woman has designed that piece, because I feel like every dress should have pockets. That's just something comfortable, right? I mean, that's something we love as women. But for that piece, the Bergamo, the hand-painted dress, I just wanted something that was easy and casual to wear for summer, but can also be dressed up or down if you were out, at a party or a gala, or just in a garden party even, or at a beautiful gallery like MAISON 10. So I don't know, when I design, it's really about thinking of lifestyle. So, I believe all women should be able to wear designer clothes, and with that dress specifically, I think that's a dress that goes from day to evening easily. So that dress per se, I wanted to have the convertibility of changing the strap to make it a one shoulder, wearing it as a halter if someone didn't feel comfortable with that, flipping it, front to back to give another look, so you can wear that, flipped backwards. And the hand painting, they're all unique pieces of art, which I don't know about you, but as a woman, that's how I want to shop. I want something that nobody else has. And that's what I've noticed over the years that our clients want. They want something that's a little more exclusive, that's one of a kind. So we do super limited editions, but with that dress specifically, I thought, how cool is it to give people the versatility and convertibility in this one dress, but also give them something that's unique. Like each one is its own little piece of art. So no two dresses are the same.
And I'm obviously holding this unique one piece of
yes.
art in the right hand here. Yeah. Katie, what was your favorite part of it? Pockets, of course, but.
Pockets. For me, it was the color. The color and the pattern, that was what stood out the most. And as much as I liked it, I did hesitate a little bit, because I'm not somebody who's as confident to share like the upper half of my body, if you will, like my arms and my shoulders are not my forte. That's not like what I, go for to if I were dressing myself, those are the first places that get covered, not the first places that get opened. But so I won't lie, I was a little concerned, because I was like, oh, this particular style is not something that I would normally gravitate towards because of my insecurities. But when I put it on, I was like, actually though, it lays in a way that it doesn't emphasize some of those things. It doesn't make me feel like I'm overexposed or overexposing my like insecure areas. And it's still really comfortable, and it lays really nicely. And so it kind of took away from from that. It didn't. It made me like forget that was a concern that I might have initially had.
Right. Oh, that's great. And Katie, we all, you know what? We all have those areas. And as a woman, I totally understand. And I've dressed women from a 0 to a 26 and plus size. And like I said earlier, my heart is that all women should be able to wear designer clothes. I feel like, you know, when people have come in our store and they're like, oh, I couldn't fit these pieces, I said, just try them on, you know? So really my heart as a woman is to help people feel beautiful, to help women. And we have a lot of unisex pieces too, like Tom and Henri know, you know, starting to do some menswear pieces as well. But, you know, that's something we all face, Katie, and you're not alone there for sure. But I really do, you know, try as a designer my best. It is a challenge to make patterns that would fit someone that's on this side of the spectrum in terms of, you know, stature or height and size, to taller or a larger size. So it is a challenge. I actually find it quite fun as a designer to create patterns that fit both sizes with, you know, a one size piece. I really find that challenging and actually fun. But you're not alone with that. And also, Katie, we do create, I don't know if you saw it at the studio, but we create a little like kimono type wrap over that bergamo piece. So it's also meant to go with that dress. So if someone doesn't want to cover or doesn't want to show their arms, I think like that. I think, okay, I have some women who want to cover their arms and they always tell me, Lauren, that's an area I don't want to show. So I've created, you know, a sheer layering piece basically for all my pieces, or a little bolero like underlayer where, you know, just being sensitive to women that want to do that. So there is that secondary, you know, little twin set piece to that dress. You'll have to try another time, Katie, that I think you'll love as well. It's sheer and it's also hand painted. I think you would love it.
Photographs that you saw of Katie, which outfit would you like to discuss? Talk about?
Oh, which did I like the best on her?
Just the one you'd like to talk about.
Oh, I loved, oh gosh, so many look so beautiful on you, Katie. I think the jumpsuit, was it the Monreale? I think the bamboo convertible jumpsuit and my hand-painted scarf looked gorgeous on you. I love that.
Okay, well, Super Joe is bringing that over from Prague.
Oh, amazing.
What do you want to tell us about that piece then?
So that piece, good question, Tom. Well, all the names of my pieces are inspired either by, you know, something that's, you know, names mean something. So either a Japanese-inspired names, a lot of the names have beautiful meanings, which really touch my heart, as well as a place I visited in Italy. So you'll see the name. So Monreale, a place in Sicilia, a place I haven't been yet, but I do aspire to go. So they're either cities I've had an experience in or aspire to go on my checklist. I've been almost everywhere in Italia, but I haven't been there yet. But there's a beautiful church there that I like, a gorgeous Baroque church I've always wanted to see. So it's on my list. But that jumpsuit specifically, wearing it in my travels, I love it. It's comfortable. Tom, it's made of that Italian jersey, that bamboo jersey, Katie, that's breathable. So easy to wash, you know, natural fibers on your skin. And, you know, I think about, okay, it's a jumpsuit, so you can't convert it too much, but you have two ways to wear it. So you can, if someone likes a scoop neckline, you can wear it, you know, frontwards that way, or if you want a V neckline, you can switch it backwards. And Katie, for you, there's also pockets there. So there's always pockets in my pieces as well. I try my best to do that. It's just a comfort thing I think we love as women. But that piece was just meant, Tom, to be easy to wear in your travel. Again, you can wear it from day to night. You wear it with a flat little sandal, you know, during your daytime walks or in the city, you know, in New York, walking around, and then you can change it and put a really cool wedge sandal on at night. And then I loved it, Katie, when you had on, I think you had on the Lorenza hand-painted scarf or the Yoshiaki. I can't remember right now, but the scarf that you had on looked absolutely amazing. Because how did you feel in that piece? I want to ask you.
Oh, I really liked that one. It felt really comfortable, like you said, and there's something very kind of like freeing about it. There's no area that's particularly restrictive, but you don't look like a sack of potatoes. You know what I mean? Like it's all very comfortable, but it's not like a sloppy way. It's just very chic. Yeah.
Like easy to wear, and I find it's casual but elegant at the same time. I don't know if you would agree to that, but that's my intention with that piece.
It was the same piece that I wore the red hand-painted scarf on, and then actually I took that off and I put the holster bag on it as well.
Yes, I saw that.
It was the same piece, but worn with different accessories, had a very different look to it. It was like the scarf made it very, the scarf was very like elegant.
Elegant.
And
the bag makes it a little more edgy, I feel, right? The holster bag? Yeah, exactly.
Here we are. I'm going to just show this as the jumpsuit in question with the scoop neck on one side and the V-neck on the other side.
Yep.
The material is really, really wonderful. It's just super comfortable.
And the holster bag, it almost...
the holster bag.
I didn't realize, but like in the photos afterwards, I looked like there was such it kind of brings out the fierceness in you, if you will.
Yes. Is that Katie? It's a bit badass. I love it. That's what we do. Joe knows this. You know, it's edgy and elegant and a bit, you know, a bit badass, which is, you know, that's our ethos. That's what we do.
For our reaction when you first showed us these?
Yes, Tom, put it on.
I mean, it's incredible.
Oh, Sterling likes it too.
Yeah, no, of course it is.
It's a unisex piece. It's meant for anyone, really.
The one that you have, which you've worn for how long now?
Yes.
Your own one, your personal one, you've had for how many years?
Oh my gosh, I can grab it. It's right here. It's literally been about 8 years old, and I wore it in the rain, in the snow on purpose to wear out the leather so that I could show people you can keep it as pristine as you have that, and if you don't want to do that, or I don't know, I find it fun when you actually live in your clothes. That's what they're meant to do. So mine's quite worn, Tom. It's full of a lot. I could grab it if you want.
Magnetic closure. It's also got down the side, which is incredible too. So this whole compartment, sorry, we're not talking about the jumpsuit for a moment. I'll let Katie that side. The whole compartment down the side has tons of space in it, so you can put passports, you can, anything you need on an airplane, sanitizer, masks.
Oh, Tom, and one of my clients said, Lauren, I can fit a whole bottle of wine in here. I said, wow, I hope to do that too. That's amazing.
Jumpsuit. So pocket on each side?
Yes.
How would you describe the cut of the legs on the jumpsuit?
The cut, you said, Tom? I couldn't hear you.
Or the cut? Would you call it?
Well, it's draped in a certain way where, you know, it's got the little cool lower drop crotch, which I think is a little bit edgy and can be a bit more urban. But again, all these pieces are meant to be dressed up or down. So it just depends on how the wearer wants to wear it. But the cut is very loose, casual. I find it's a piece that I feel really confident in because, you know, like you said, Katie, it really flatters the body completely. So I feel really confident wearing that piece. I love it. I've worn it, you know, even over a bathing suit. I've worn it to, you know, a high-end gala event too by just changing the look and wearing the scarf like you had, Katie. So I just love this piece. Something I live in all the time.
I'm going to pass it back to Joe, who's over there. I'm going to keep the bag on, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
please do. It's amazing on you. I love it.
I love it. Okay, now we're going ping pong, ping pong. Katie's turn to choose another one of the outfits that she tried on yesterday.
Yeah.
That she loved.
The peekaboo piece with the leather jacket. So.
Oh, the Marsala dress. Yes.
Yes. Oh.
We're just watching Joe run over to give something to her.
No, so the peekaboo dress is definitely was actually Sterling's favorite. Are you looking for your glass?
I'm looking, not my glass, I'm looking for the bottle.
Oh. Sterling mentioned that the peekaboo dress was his favorite, and how he liked how the sleeves were kind of at the top with all the ties on the side where you can change the way that you can wear it. And yesterday, because of how much time we had, we really only wore it one way, but we realized then, you know, you can wrap it in the front, you can kind of wear them over your shoulders, you can adjust the ties one more time, and with all of that, it gives it all a different look, and that also has pockets. But yeah, that seems to be such a wonderful piece that can be really like transitional as well, simple, like a great layer to wear initially, and then be able to add pieces on top.
So peekaboo.
Oh well, the peekaboo dress is actually a full dress, but this was also a wonderful piece of
full dress. The full peekaboo.
That's the Siracusa. Yeah, that was beautiful on you, Katie, as well.
Oh yeah. This is this was gorgeous as well. The cut in the front with the way that it drapes. I picked that one to wear with the leather jacket on purpose. But we'll get to
that's the Marsala draped dress that you were just talking about with the peekaboo sleeves. Yes. I wish that people could feel the fabric through the computer, but it's a really great viscose that, you know, literally flatters a woman's body. You will, if you have a problem with your tummy, this will hide everything. It is such a great fabric and it washes well. It's so easy to care for. But Katie, I saw this on you and I loved it as well. And just to comment on what you were saying, you know, it doesn't look like it, but there's multiple ways to wear this as well. And the reason I did the little cutout peekaboo shoulders is kind of similar to what I said before. You know, I've had women come to me for years saying, Lauren, I don't like my arms, but I want to show a little bit of skin. So I find that cut is really flattering and it looks quite beautiful on anyone. So it's just enough skin to show and enough for people to feel confident with the coverage that they want. I also love that neckline and, you know, the length as well, Katie, like you had mentioned with the strings. You know, some women want things shorter and some women want things longer. So I found with, you know, giving people the versatility to adjust the height, the hem of their own dress without seeing a tailor is pretty amazing. I mean, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
How did you? Yeah.
It kind of makes the piece feel like you feel like you have a lot more clothes that way.
You do, absolutely. Totally. And then it kind of looks, so this piece is really interesting that we talked about the jumpsuit just before, because the jumpsuit, you know, as you know, is a pant and, you know, you do pull it on. However, this dress drapes and looks like a jumpsuit. So if someone doesn't want the jumpsuit, this is another fabulous option for them because it kind of has that draped look as well.
In the front, yes.
Yeah.
You paired it with this leather jacket, I believe.
Oh no, I paired it with the I think it's called the Yoshioka,
The red
Yoshioka wrap, right? You had it with the wrap.
And even though it was, oh no, the black one.
The black one.
Yeah. And so.
Oh, I love that on you, Katie. Yeah.
Even though it was all, black, it basically with the texture of this piece adds so much that even though it was black on black, it didn't seem like, you know, you're just like cocooned in a lot of black. It adds a lot of extra texture and interest really in the whole look that I liked how they paired together.
So did I, yes. And the texture, you know, that it's the, just like you said, it's not a sea of black. It's actually playing with tone and texture, you know, and different fabrications. And, you know, people think black, it's not boring to wear. I find that you're a true artist if you can mix shades of black and make them look interesting and beautiful. And I absolutely love that on you, Katie. It was one of my favorites as well.
It came together very nicely.
And everything is made in New York City. Can you tell us about the factory or wherever you get? Do you get everything made in the same place, or your leathers made in different places from your?
That's a good question, Tom. Yeah, for actually since 2009, we've been working in our same studio right in the garment center. So right down the street from where I live in New York. I walk to work every day. It's been with the same team since 2009. So I feel super blessed and grateful to have them. You know, we're a familia, you know, we're a family. I make really complicated patterns and, you know, I've taught my team the way I design and drape, and we've worked together since then. And people have said, why do you make things in New York, Lauren? It's so expensive. And my heart is, as a New Yorker, is to promote the garment center and to create sustainable, you know, fair paid jobs in New York. And, you know, as much as I can, I want to keep it there. I mean, it's really important to me and definitely a part of my philosophy and everything I do.
And the same for us. We love that part of your work. so important, especially we'll ask you later about the whole horror show that the world is going through, but
yes,
you're really struggling.
it is, Tom, absolutely. And you know what? I love what you do, you and Henri, what you do. You've created such a beautiful community and a safe haven for so many people. And that's how I fell in love with you. You know, we live in the same neighborhood and we're in the same neighborhood. But I really find that now more than ever, we have to be true to our city. We have to support local, you know, support, you know, I say shop smart, shop local, and, you know, shop sustainable. And it's really important, like you said, Tom, now more than ever.
Okay, ping pong, your turn. What's the next outfit you'd like? I'm going to walk over and hang these up. And
okay, I would like, I loved, you know what I loved on you, Katie? And I felt like you looked like super edgy and confident. I love the Dante dagger jacket on you, the leather. How did you, can you tell me, just tell me, how did you feel in that piece, be honest?
I love leather jackets to begin with, and I remember I saw it while I was pulling pieces, and the leather jacket, what really
is
caught,
this the Dante?
Yes.
Lovely.
What really caught my eye was actually the kind of the front flap. I don't know the most technical terms.
The asymmetry, right? The asymmetry, right?
The little bend in the front. That was a very interesting design element for me, and actually a thing that I felt like would be very flattering because it doesn't awkwardly cut your body off. For leather jackets, at least for me, that's where I struggle. If it's a crop style, it comes up too short for me. I know it's supposed to be cropped, but I don't have a long waist. So if it's cropped, it basically hits under the rib cage. Like proportions just don't come out right. And then if it's like a full length, then sometimes it can be too long. But like something about this design, it was, it's more forgiving in that way because it's not a blunt cut and it opens it up so that there's more space that comes through that, you know, doesn't really matter where your actual waist is. It'll kind of draw your eye and create one for you. So that's what stood out firstly. And then I touched it. And then I was like, no, it's so beautifully soft. I was like, this is just like a divine like feeling, you know what I mean? Where it's not heavy for a leather jacket at all, and it's not like you know, you're putting your arms in tubes. It kind of envelopes you. That's the word I'm looking for. It kind of envelopes you in it, and it embraces you as well. I liked the long sleeves too.
Oh, you're right. The cut for this is very intentional. So it does flatter mostly everybody's waistline. So if you see how it makes that little vent in the front, it actually, you know, elongates the waist, and the zipper comes from across the body upwards. So what I'm doing there is playing with the asymmetry and making an optical illusion with the zipper. So it's really a great piece for people that feel that they can't wear a shorter leather jacket. And that's a piece I love, and I've had, you know, probably since the beginning when I started back in, you know, started the line. I think we had that jacket since 2010, but I started in 2009. But it's been a bestseller for us, Tom. You know, women of all ages, shapes, and sizes wear it. It comes in a double extra small to a double. Actually, we have it in, I think, a triple XL. So I've even had men try it. So it's a really amazing piece. And it's lined with a stretch silk. So a lot of people don't line with silk anymore. That's something that's super important to me because I feel if you're gonna wear designer clothes, everything from the inside of the garment to the out should be as beautiful as what you see aesthetically outside. So that's a piece, Katie, that I hope you realize, like, nothing is missing in that, you know, that piece. And the long sleeves are kind of cool because you can fold them and vests as well. And if you source that, Tom, you'll be happy about this. That's also locally in New York, but from our Italian distributor. So it's an Italian lamb leather. We also do it in a vegan leather as well for people that don't want leather. So we have a vegan leather, and that is absolutely something just like the holster bag, Tom, that you can wear and live in. And when you do buy a lamb leather jacket, I always recommend go as tight as you can to fit it. Make sure your shoulders fit. and then it's going to stretch to your body type. So that's my little tip of designer advice. When you try on a leather jacket, if it's lamb, get it as tight as possible. Make sure the shoulder seams fit, and then it will just mold to your body type.
You heard it here first.
We took some video as well.
Yes.
Professional model by any means, but I tried my best to at least walk in it, because there's some movement that comes through. So
Katie, these are clothes for real women. You know, that's my heart as a designer is, you know, I want real women to wear my clothes, and I have women that are, you know, 4'11" to 6'3", and I'm not exaggerating. Joe knows this. And every body shape, like I said, that's my mandate, is that all women should be able to wear designer clothes, no matter what your age is, your height, your stature, whatever walk of life you're in. That is what I do. And, you know, you looked I have to tell you, you really looked edgy, but feminine, and a bit badass, which I love. So I find that, you know, I saw just in the photos, you were playing with the clothes, and that's my heart. So I was truly happy to see that.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Wonderful. Now, we're on a bit of time. The clock is ticking down on us. So Lauren, let's go with one more that oh no, it was your turn, Katie, sorry. Katie's turn to choose another one she'd like to talk about, and then I'll go and pick it out.
Yeah, I think the last piece that's left is the tunic. It was like the technical mesh tunic.
Technical mesh
yes.
tunic, I know the one.
Yes, that I paired with biker shorts, because I felt like for the summertime it seemed very appropriate to wear it with biker shorts.
Yeah, especially in New York when it's so hot. It's great, right?
It's so hot and so humid. And I know this is meant to be a tunic, but I feel like for me it comes off as I can almost wear it as a dress with biker shorts, of course, because nobody needs to see anything down there. And then I think Joe was also mentioning that there's a longer version that's actually meant to be a dress. So really,
yes.
Personal preference, I think, on what kind of length you would like.
Exactly.
But this was so nice. I mean, I think I have a thing for this pattern, for this kind of pattern right now.
It looks great on you. I loved it on you too.
And, it has a slant. There's an asymmetrical hem, and it's not just another straight cut that's like awkwardly blunt or something like that. It has more interest as it slopes down, and that's, I think, what makes it transition from a tunic to a mini dress. But then as the weather gets cooler, you can wear your leggings with it, throw on a jacket or a leather jacket, and then you can still wear it for many more seasons.
Absolutely, Katie. And also with that piece, I designed the little bolero sleeves out of our signature bamboo jersey from Italia. So that piece, you can actually I have a tank dress, you can put under it if you want another layer to make it a little longer, or there's a long sleeve dress you can put under that as another base layer, or if you don't want another full layer, we have those little bolero sleeves. So if someone wants the coverage, all they have to do is put those sleeves on. But what I love about this piece, like you said, is you can wear it with the bike shorts, the Prima, little shapewear bike shorts I've done, or you can wear it with a legging and it's a tunic length. So it doesn't feel, it's not just a top and you have that awkward length where you need something underneath it. It's actually, it's a great length for, I would say, almost anyone. So casual, like you said, you throw that, you can just machine wash pretty much everything I do. And I find it's really a great piece, like you said, Katie, for summer, but you can also wear it into fall just by layering, like I mentioned.
What about you mentioned technical mesh? Tell me a bit about the fabric that you chose for this.
Yes, again, this is something I've sourced in New York. New York, we're the theater district, so we have a lot of Broadway dance. We're dancers. I was a dancer as well when I was younger. So a lot of this mesh that I choose is, performance grade. It can stretch. It's durable. You can wash it a million times, Tom. You can really live in it. If it's good enough for Broadway, it's good enough for our lifestyles, right? So a lot of these pieces are, I am inspired by technical wear as well, like performance wear. So I do use a lot of neoprenes in the collections for the winter months. A lot of performance fabric that will dry easily. I've developed some fabrics myself as well that are wind, water resistant, and breathable. So that dancer's mesh is so great because it is performance grade, and it's just, You can really, really live in it. And that's how I believe clothes should be.
So jewelry,
Yeah.
there are two pieces, I believe, hidden
Three.
away
Oh, there are two in there, yes, and then
in
there's
the
one.
fabulous zip.
Yes.
I wondered, I thought it was a strap earlier, but no, I know what it is. Wow. Okay, Katie, would you like to?
You were like, I thought it was a strap. Now I know better. But yeah, this is the ostrich bracelet here.
Yeah, put it on. Oh my goodness. I want to see it on. That's great for you or Tom. Yeah.
Sure.
Tops, is that okay?
Yeah. And then there's the other. I have the name. There was a name. Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. But the other bracelet that has the rubber centerpiece.
Oh, the nomad cuff. The nomad cuff. Yeah, for our neighborhood, right where you are.
Named after Nomad, north of Madison
And then-
Square.
North of Madison, if people aren't New Yorkers or don't live there. Yes, the nomad cuff.
So I'm wearing the two here. The one
Yeah.
with my fingers is the
You've
Nomad.
got- And the Park Avenue bracelet. Yeah, that's great.
Park Avenue bracelet, which is the ostrich one.
Yep.
Yep.
And those are all very, I don't know, they were such, they added an edge to all of the outfits and they really went with everything, but it wasn't like, how do I say, it's not like you're putting on jewelry that says like, I'm jewelry, you know? It's not really like, really like shouting at you, but
Totally, yeah.
doesn't mean that it doesn't have an impact. It just, that's just kind of that kind of, what's the word, like subtle, but impact kind of wants to have.
Does this jewelry shout, I'm jewelry?
So I feel like those pieces are very special in the sense that the earrings were made with found objects to kind of like reinvigorate the cycle of objects in our world, if you will, so that they have another life, basically, because so many things will last a lot longer than we do. And that's what I think was so nice about this. I paired these earrings with the bubble dress. I felt like the bubble dress with the hair up and the earrings with, to be able to showcase the earrings was beautiful to just have that little bit of kind of color and sparkle, but not like too much.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, can I ask, I mean, you're also wearing a pair of your own earrings there, I can see. What made you do the transition into jewelry, and when did you start doing jewelry?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess I started doing jewelry. Well, I did jewelry since I started, Tom, but it was really just an outlet for me to make something, fully by myself, fatto a mano, made by hand and made with lots of love. So yes, I drape everything with a collection. I'm a draper. I touch every single piece we make still. And that's really special, of course, because you know who's making your clothes. But with the jewelry, I really wanted to create something that was, made by me for my clients with love. And, for so long, I didn't have the time to do it, Tom, but I really do enjoy it. I really do, Katie. And I feel like, I think you have the La Perla Nera, like the black pearls there. Do you have the black pearls? Yeah. I think you have the earrings with the black pearls. Yeah. So I have those too. And I find actually, these are a little bit different. These are the Roman series. So everything is just unique, one of a kind. Like you said, Katie, upcycling materials using, sometimes I use hardware objects, which I haven't seen anyone else do. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years, using, things that are different objects in the household and making them beautiful. So like you said, Katie, I don't ever want anything that's like, oh, I'm, sparkly jewelry. That's not my aesthetic. It's more minimalistic. And I find that the earrings, even though they're there and they're beautiful, they're a bit more understated. So that's the aesthetic of what I do. They're minimal, Tom, like you said, just created as an outlet, and then it started to take off. So I also started metal smithing these Roman rings. I don't know if you can see them here, but they're really unique, one of a kind little sculptural pieces, and they can all be stacked and layered as on my hands. And they're inspired by Roman, Etruscan artifacts and Roman ruins. So that's been really fun to make as well.
Now,
Adding something new for the clients, adding something that I would want to wear. And everything I create is something that I believe in and I would want to wear personally.
Now, I know that, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. Sterling has just got here, so he's going to pop in and quickly say hello to Lauren.
Oh, good.
You want to call?
Oh, that's okay. Just say hi.
So, quick hi from Sterling. It's good coming.
Oh, Sterling, buongiorno, ciao. Hi, how are you?
So we've got very, very little time left, and another thing I love about Lauren is you have compassion and passion in your design to support others. And I know that your whole ethos is around trying to stop trafficking of women around the world. So I'd like you to quickly talk to us about how a designer like you is working that into the business, your day-to-day business, and trying to remove some of the shocking things that happen around the world and trying to actually impact change.
Yes, thank you, Tom. Since I started, I guess just quickly to give you the background, I heard a podcast of a speaker from a charitable organization. I wasn't at this talk, but my friend said, Lauren, you have to hear this. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. So I listened to the podcast, and forever my life was changed. I learned things I had never heard before about what goes on in the world all around us, but most especially in Cambodia and Asia. I mean, we have rules in the United States and in North America against child trafficking, but in Asia, it's still, there's so much that's acceptable in terms of sex tourism there, and it broke my heart, Tom. So I figured, this is something that is tugging on my heart, and I want to use whatever sphere of influence I have as a designer, as a woman, as a human being, to use my gifts and talents to help others. So since I started, I've been doing this, and I believe I will do it till the day I die. It's something I'm super loyal and passionate about. So anytime we have a collection launch, we give a percentage of our sales to our charity partner, and we continually give on a monthly basis as well. So we really, we raise support and awareness for this charity and to fight human trafficking. I never pressure other people to give. That's not my way. I share the stories and the stories of hope of how we've gotten children out of the brothels into safe homes and how their lives have been restored and changed. And those are stories of inspiration, and people do want to be a part of that. So I feel like we all can do our part. You guys at MAISON 10, you work with so many charities as well. And I think that's why we've always had such a heart for one another in our businesses and personally, because I believe that we can all give back. And we can't do everything, Tom, but we can do something. And everybody has an ability to make a change. And I love that quote, be the change you want to see in the world, and I've been inspired by people in my life like Dr. Martin Luther King, Joan of Arc, Einstein, Rosa Parks, people that stood up for what they believe in. And, it's an uncomfortable topic. And I'll be honest, you guys, not a lot of people want to talk about human trafficking because it does make a lot of people quite uncomfortable, but it needs to be addressed. And my heart is to be a voice for others that don't have a voice. So that's what I do through our clothing. And so if you, support us, if you, sign up on our website, you'll be a part of our members only program where you'll find out, things going on with what I'm doing with the charity. You'll be in the know about exclusive events that we have in New York or throughout the world. But you'll be a partner with us just by joining our LB members program.
Good. Now, we are literally running out of time. So there's two quick things. Really importantly, how do people actually get to shop your collection, see all the wonderful things that you have? What website, where would you direct them straight?
Sure. I would direct them to our website, which is www.laurenbagliore.com, and that's BAGLAORE.com. And maybe we can list that after. And yeah, if they sign up, they would actually, like I said, be in the know of special sales, promotions, and get styling tips from me directly and little things that we only give to our members. So that's where you can find the collection for now. We are doing pop-ups. We've done some in Paris and New York and throughout the world. But as you know, right now we're going through something globally that's preventing a lot of that. But we will be back doing pop-ups again. We just did one in Canada, and it was really beautiful to see so much love and support come out in a pandemic even. And we made it safe for everyone and had it indoor outdoor, so that was special.
And on the pandemic, I know that Katie had a very good question around next.
Yeah.
So over to Katie.
If you wanted to share what's next for you and as the world emerges from this pandemic that we're all living through, where do you envision your brand going next?
Actually, I think right now a lot of businesses are trying to figure that out. We've really focused our energies on planning and trying to be innovators through the pandemic. So post-pandemic, I think people want comfort. I believe they want security. They want pieces they feel good in. Maybe they're buying less, but I feel like you don't have to buy a ton of pieces, especially with what we do at Lauren Bagliore. You can buy 1, 2, or 3 pieces and have basically 10 outfits by the way that we convert pieces. So I feel like we are focusing on that seasonless design, ability that I do, Katie. So everything will be kind of transitional, and that's how I've designed forever. But I really believe that focusing on that post-pandemic comfort, security, things you feel confident in, that's where we're going. And just also communicating a clear message of who we are as a company. Yes, we're small, and you know who makes your clothes, which I believe is important. With mass market companies, you don't know that. But like Tom, you had asked me some really beautiful questions about what's my brand ethos and why do I do what I do, and it is to love and empower women, and it is to make a change in the world. So we're focusing on that, Katie, communicating that message post-pandemic and during. But I really do believe we're going to see people shop a lot smarter and make more cognizant choices of the pieces that they bring into their wardrobe and their lives and their lifestyle, because so much has changed for all of us. So that way that I design and creating timeless pieces that are convertible, I really believe that's going to be something people look for now and post-pandemic as well.
So,
awesome. Yeah.
An answer to your question?
Definitely.
Wonderful. Okay, so do you have any questions for us here in New York?
Yes, I just wanted to ask Katie, what was something that you experienced when you were trying on the clothes, and how did you have some feeling that really stood out to you throughout all of those pieces that you tried on? I mean, what really stood out to you?
I distinctly remember I tried them on before shooting them because I wanted to make sure they fit, and I also wanted to figure out how best to style some of the pieces together. And every piece that I wore, I was like, oh, I love this. And then I'll try on the next one. I'm like, ooh, I like this one too. And then I was like, which one's my favorite? I can't pick one. It was like, and then as I laid all of the pieces out, I really felt like it's a very iconic New York City wardrobe. Like, I'm like, this is my wardrobe in the fall. It's a lot of black, but it's a lot of pieces that are comfortable and a lot of pieces that you can dress in it has that versatility to dress in different ways, because I can only speak for myself, but I have a tiny closet and I can't fit like 15 jumpsuits in there. It's like I want one that I know I can wear, and then you can wear it in different ways so that it feels like you have 5, but it doesn't take that space. And so all of those pieces really felt very true to that New York City DNA, if you will. It stays consistent with that, and not just because it's black either. It was the whole cut and it's like oozing with chic, I guess is what I want to say, in a way, right? Because like that's New York. There's edge, but then there's like this nonchalantness, but it's put together, and there's an edge, but like because they're like a little too cool for you, but like not really when you get to know them. Like that's New York. That's the New York I know, at least. So like all of that seemed to be embodied in the clothes, and when you wear them, it kind of brings that out a little more.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to try in that jumpsuit.
I think you should, Tom. It would look amazing on you.
Yeah,
You've tried on some of my other pieces, and you and Henri look amazing.
So listen, we're going to wind up. We want to say to you again, happy birthday.
Grazie.
Salve.
I give you guys a big kiss, and it's such a joy to see you today. I know we're thousands of miles apart right now, but seeing a bit of back home right now, well, I can't be there, and on my birthday, I'm so honored. And thank you, Katie, and thank you, Tom. Grazie for this. It was so exciting to talk to you.
Joe's like to stick it out. Joe's going to stick it out. But no.
Love you all.
There's
Love you.
Love you. Love you guys. Thank you for just being so much fun to talk to. And Katie, you had amazing questions. And truly, I feel, you know, this is why I do what I do. I want women to feel beautiful. Tom, you know that, and men too. One day we'll have a menswear line. You have my word. But I really want people to feel empowered and confident in the clothes that I make. I mean, I put everything into it. So thank you for this. It really touches my heart, and it's what I want to do. It's my purpose. So I love you guys.
Love you. Go sell.
Yeah. Okay. Love you. Ciao.